We don't have a problem with white people. They are more than welcome. I'm even considering starting to do white people sports, you know, cycling, things like that. I have no problem, and swimming. That one of swimming, it can be it can be a bit challenging. We have no problem with white people. Let's engage from a respectful point of view. Don't treat me like a boy. Don't address me like a boy. If you are giving the EFF money, means you must address me like a boy. You can take your money. We don't want it. Everyone who donates to the EFF, including black capital, by the way, black people, no one can donate to the EFF and take a phone and speak the way that Rob was speaking about Herman and Gayton. What are their children saying? If another man addresses your father like that, given the history of this country, so disrespectful, no one can ever say that about the EFF. When we speak here, what we read here has never been exchanged with any white man or a black man, where's anyone rich. If all of them want to hear what we are going to say, they all get it here. No one gets a privilege because we are not in anyone's pocket. We are not owned by anyone. Come see me at my house and then you are made to play with kids. The whole MMC, you must play with the kids of a businessman. Take a picture. Aye, those things, they are belittling. The next thing, that meeting get leaked that you are in some house. Because that's the problem with the Guptas. Is that thing of calling people to their houses. And then once they say you are from that house, we all conclude that you have eaten. And in a true sense, you have eaten because everybody ate the curry there and Mbalula also ate the curry. So there's no one who didn't eat the curry. That's the problem of going to people's houses. Some people will give you samosas you don't want. Ramon diet, but no, this is good for diet. You eat things you're not supposed to eat. No. Don't go to people's houses. When you say corruption, you are calling them. That's why they respond. We're shocked, like, where do they come in? They are not the immediate government. We are trying to demonstrate to all doomsayers that where the DA governs better is not true. The trucks got missing under the DA. Who responds? The corrupt one says, no, there are no trucks missing here. Instead of joining the EFF to look for the trucks, because we know the people who are using those trucks are black Africans in the townships. Without those trucks, there won't be service delivery to our people. No, they defend corruption. The corrupt ANC of Ikuruleni, Jonge Zizwe, is always a lecky of Muzwandile Masina. And then he's suffering from Muzwandile Masina's bitterness. So Jonge Zizwe has joined Masinya. It's no longer Masina, it's Masinya. Masinya. Yeah? There is a faction there of the ANC in Ikuruleni called Masinya faction, which messes up everything. If it's not Muzwandile eating, no one is going to eat. We are going to put soil in this plate. So the Masinya faction is the one that is corrupt and that is very scared of the EFF, which is going to expose corruption. Sputler is corrupt. He collapsed that ANC leadership in Tshwane. It's him. Tshwane, to be where it is today, is Sputler. South Africans, you are so gullible. So gullible that a person collapses a municipality. You say he can restore such a complex matter as electricity. He himself said he doesn't know anything. He's relying on those people who have been there failing us. He made a confession. So why must I even ask for more power for him? For what? These solutions we are talking about require no new ministry. Firstly, we don't want a minister of electricity. We're fine. Take the electricity from public enterprise, put it in energy. That's where it's supposed to be. Its policy direction and its businesses be run by one department and one minister. An energy department is not montage. That's the problem. That when you are talking about principle, you guys bring names. It's not montage. So take it from where it is, put it there, and then implement these solutions. So it's a coordination, especially ESCOM implementation, should not be far from policy. They should be together. And we have effective ministry that is overseeing ESCOM. ESCOM doesn't decide which minister we're listening to today, depending on personal relationships between whoever is running ESCOM and that minister. Let ESCOM be under one political leadership and political authority so that they know they have no option but to take this political direction. So we don't support a minister of electricity. He must go. He's being paid a lot of money that we do not have. The government needs every little cent that we're wasting on Sputa, who's not going to help us with anything. He's not going to help us with anything. The appointment of the Minister of Electricity was actually bluffing. It was Ramaphosa trying to show us that he's doing something about electricity crisis when he was actually not doing anything. The biggest achievement Sputa has achieved since he arrived there was to go to all power stations. How can that be an achievement? That a minister was taking zwabs, a jiga, atwara the station. Di mumaka chalena di power station, a power station are yo, ntweso. There's nothing he was doing except to tour stations. And then that becomes the biggest ANC victory. A minister of electricity has done something that no minister has ever done in a short space of time, and that is visiting power stations. After that visit, do you have electricity? No, the situation has worsened. In the next 2 weeks, we have been warned, there's going to be darkness. We are almost at a point of grid collapse. It's a reality that South Africans must know, that we are heading to darkness, and ANC politicians are continuing business as usual, as if we are not in a crisis. We are in a deep, deep, deep crisis. Cell phone networks will not work. Water, even if we have it, we won't receive it because it needs electricity. Nothing is going to function. We're heading for a disaster worse than what COVID was. No one will go to work. The dead will have to be buried the same day because there will not be fridges to keep them. No generator is meant to operate 24 hours. Generator is an intervention for a short while. Even those who have generators will not be saved from the mess we are going into. We warned you. We went to the streets because we knew this was coming. History will absolve us. We were called names, were ridiculed, were insulted. Police and the army were called on us for trying to protect us from where we are. They are just calling it stage 10 for nice word. The reality is that it's darkness. And it's not going to be darkness of 12 hours or 24 hours, it comes back. No. At times it's going to take 3 to 4 days. At times it will take a week. At times it will take a month without electricity. The whole leadership must go. We cannot fall back and do nothing. And you know what is the problem? Even ANC leaders and ANC veterans themselves are saying, we've never been in a crisis we find ourselves in now. But they are so helpless. So, Brian must come back. Brian must come back. Mashele Koko must come back. So is all those Indian, colored, white engineers. We are in a crisis. They must not even, if they love this country, they must not ask for money, they must not ask for payment, they must come and rescue South Africa. Allegations were made against Brian, allegations were made against Koko. Commission was put in place, useless commission in the history of our country, where serious light was shed with the chairperson of the commission. Some information in relation to this a mining company that Brian was speaking about, which later came to be confirmed that indeed it was paying bribes internationally. Glencoe. But did our favorite judge say anything about that? They never wanted Brian because Brian knew how to pile and pile and pile coal. And after piling, he turns against these monopolies and say to them, this is my price, or you can go. They never liked him because they couldn't bully him around.